Hello everybody, welcome. My dog is on my bed behind you and she's not supposed to be up there, but she hopped up there from the couch and she's giving me a cute little look and I can't help but look at her. She's so cute. Sorry. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to my first episode, my first podcast episode, knitting podcast, knitting. There might be some crochet soon-ish. I also sew. I have been spinning, which I didn't grab, but I've spun recently, but it's not like hanked up and been washed or anything, so we'll show it next time. But yeah, I've also been doing a lot of paint by numbers, but I don't think I'll show that. Not right now, at least. So yeah, this is a place where I'm just planning on talking about a bunch of the things that I've made. I need to look into the name of what I want to call this podcast. I'd like to call it Things I Make podcast, the Things I Make podcast, where I talk about the things that I've made. But I don't know if that's taken, and it probably is because that's a pretty simple name. But anyways, make sure I'm in frame and in focus. Yeah, so we'll just start. Today I have just knitting, and I do want to talk about like future plans, and I'm going to include some sewing in my future plans and things that I'd like to make sewing wise. I do have a few finished objects sewing wise. They're not washed yet, so maybe if I wash them and get all of that done by the time before this is up, maybe I'll include it, but I think that's gonna be a different time. I'll also always have the sewing at the end if you're not interested in sewing, so there's that. Yeah, we're gonna follow a normal format for these, or like the standard format, and start with finished objects. The first one, I literally finished this. I bound off the last sleeve last night. I have not blocked it. I live in Arizona. I live in central Arizona. It's like 74 degrees outside. I'm not gonna be able to wear this today, but I've been wearing it inside, and unless I'm okay with sweating, I want to wear it today. But I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see. I think I'm just gonna do it and deal with it and bring a shirt to change into. This, we'll move on. This is the Guernsey Genser from Sandnes garn. It's from the Soft for Women 2202 booklet, pattern booklet, pattern catalog, whatever you want to call these. It's from this one. It's not the cover photo. Well, I have that one. I bought this last year when it was, you know, all over the place. And this is the sweater. I don't know how well. Oh, are we not? Okay. Last year, this is, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, when it was all over the place, and I've bought a few other ones from them. They're really nice. I think I bought it from knit.co.uk, and I think it was like, ended up being somewhere between $8 and $10, and you get a lot of really great patterns. I'm really liking the way that they fit me, but I've so far made 2 of them. And this one specifically just has like a lot of really great patterns. So I'm slowly working my way through that. Yeah, it's knit in, and if I'm savvy enough, I will have in like cut-ins of me wearing it. But I have to get better at editing, so we'll see. It's knit in Lima, Drops Lima, in the like soft or light pearl gray color. And then I'm holding a mohair from the Yarn Addict Co. This is Sheep Crossing from her Fiber Friends update. I bought Sheep Crossing and Tree Line on mohair to hold in sweaters with, well, I didn't have this yarn in stash, but yeah, I really like it. I like how it deepens the gray, made it a little bit darker, gives it some depth, gives it some interest. I know on True Lane podcast, I can't remember her name. I'm really not good at names. So, but she's done a few sweaters where the mohair has the color and the base is a neutral, and I just really love the way that looks. So took inspiration from her when picking out this mohair and deciding on this sweater, and I really like it. One thing this year, I'd really like to knit more neutrals, because a lot of what I have knit, I haven't knit that much. Started knitting in 2021 at Labor Day in the US in 2021. I think that's in September. And yeah, I feel like I'm a little scatterbrained. Sorry. I started knitting in September in 2021. So I've been knitting for like a year and a half now. But the things that I've made for myself aren't really neutrals. They're colors, except this one you could consider a more neutral color. But I have like a braid chartreuse sweater and like neon orange sweater. So yeah, so I really want to like make some more basic items for my closet. I don't know, like more neutral items for my closet. I want to sew that too as well. So, but moving on, that's the sweater. So far I like it, but it's not blocked. I just was like, I'm wearing it. I did roll this down just because I'm gonna get hot with it up like this. But, and I know I could fold it in, but I think it looks a little bit better folded out. I don't know. And I folded the sleeves, but they are a pretty, like, I like long sleeve and they are a really nice length for me. But again, I'm warm. I don't want to be cold, or I don't want to be sweating, so I rolled them a little bit. The other sweater that I knit from this book is the Franky Genser Franky sweater. And here is that. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but I knit it I finished this at the end of January. It's currently March, so this is a finished object that I'm kind of showing, like, hey, I finished this over a month ago. I've worn it so much since. It has twisted rib in the collar, and then long twisted rib cuff, and on the body, I need to probably wash it again. I think I'll wash it after my next trip. I have some mohair from my neon sweater. I was like, what did I get on this? But I knit it in Sandnes Garn's brushed alpaca, what's it called? I don't know. It's their brushed alpaca in the color Marsala. So it's just like a nice, like, rosy, deep, it's not a deep pink, obviously, but it's a neutrally pink, like it's not super warm, it's not super cool. It's just like the perfect rosy color, I feel like. I really like this color pink, so I like the sweater a lot. The yarn, I think, is holding up really well. It is pilling in, like, you know, your places that you expect your yarn to pill. Again, though, let's see how well. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but I have worn it a lot. I wear it at least once a week. So yeah, I just need to give it a good shave and see how that does it, or how that helps. Sorry. It is a very fuzzy yarn to begin with, though, so it doesn't have like crazy stitch definition or anything, but I like it, and it's very soft. So there's my Franky sweater. Now we'll move on to whips, and since we're talking about these, we're just gonna keep on going with it. I have in my basket the starts, although I did spill a bit of marinara sauce in this basket. So I'm hoping, oh, I'm like in the middle of a row. I haven't worked on this in a little while, so very surprised I'm in the middle of a row, but whatever, I guess. This is the start of the Guernsey Genser, which is, I'll try to put a picture on the screen. It's very similar in look to the Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit, but I think you don't actually cable in the Ingrid sweater. I think it's a faux cable. So far, all I have done is like a bit of the moss stitch section at the top. I did not realize that I was in the middle of a row and my yarn is kind of a mess. So that's something I'm gonna need to deal with later, but I am holding, this is Wool Dreamers Manchalope. So it's an unspun pencil roving. It's wound on the cake with 2 strands. So I'm holding the 2 strands of this, and it is like, I'm pretty, like, I don't think this is dyed at all. And it is minimally processed for sure, because there's twigs in here and stuff. Which, that's fine, I'll just pull them out as I see them. But I'm holding it with sandnes garn tin silk mohair in, again, like a pearl gray. Again, me trying to have some neutrals in my life. But yeah, I'm really excited. I like the way that they look together, because this is a much warmer, softer, I feel like, gray, and this is a very cool, like, it sounds weird to say a sharp gray, but I think because of the silk in here, it didn't take the dye the same way. So, but together they make a really nice fabric. You can see the mohair strands. It also has wool in this mohair, so I think that makes it a bit more prominent, but I don't really mind that. And I know that's gonna help the, like, wool pill and stuff too. So I'm excited for when I have this done, but I have no rush. Like I said, I live in Central Arizona. I'm not gonna be able to wear this until like December, so maybe. So yeah, I'm not in a rush, but I'm really excited for it. The Wool Dreamers Manchalope is really nicely soft, and typically there's some of the pasta sauce on there. I think I was showing you that side. Typically, like, mohair can like be a little bit irritating to me. Like this, because it's not, I haven't blocked it, and I feel like that usually softens up some mohair. It is a little itchy, but this mohair is very soft. So I feel like the Manchalope is gonna kind of counteract any of that itchiness. So very soft, very nice. I'm excited. for that. I wish I had it done so that I could, I'm going to Maryland in like a week and a half, so that would be nice, but I don't, so that's that. Okay, moving on, I'm gonna talk about this project. It is a sweater that is technically completed. I made this sweater for my mom for her birthday. It is the Sunday sweater by Petite Knit, the chunky version. I made it in Holst Silo in, I don't remember the colorway name. I don't have the ball band either because it's finished. This yarn, oh, got it in my chapstick, is so soft, but she has some issues with it. The sleeve, is it this one or it's this one? I bound off too tightly on this sleeve, so I need to fix the bind off. I might attempt, well, I don't know, because in the pattern she says to bind off tightly, because it's supposed to stretch over time, but I just did it too tight. So I'll have to unpick that and redo it, and I only have this much yarn left, so she wants it longer, but I literally can't. Like, if I were to do sweater surgery and like cut off the bottom, I'm gonna need this amount of yarn to reattach it, so that can't happen, but I'm gonna reblock it for her after I do the sleeve and see if I can stretch it a little bit more for her. But yeah, if it ends up that like it's just not the right fit for her, I'll take it, because it's so cozy. So cozy. So I thought I'd show that because that is a project that I have to do this. I'm not sure if I did something wrong. We'll see. We'll see. But we're going again. Okay. Next, I think we'll go from like least worked on projects to kind of more of my main focus at the moment. I am trying to work through my whips. I don't have an outrageous number of them or anything. Like, I have been like slowly chipping away at it for a couple of months, and I don't know. There's a lot of things that I cast on like at once last year, and some things that I'm still really wanting to get done, but it just hasn't happened, and so they've just been hanging. I have a rack that it's meant to be for like my yoga mats and stuff, and it's hanging, like my project bags are just hanging off of it. So I just want them, I want them gone. I would rather have like a basket of the languishing whips that like isn't as bad, and that way I can continue to like pick up and work on the things that I'm excited about in the moment. I have been trying to think about it differently to like not stress myself out, but having that many things that are like, oh, it's still not done, it's still not done, it's still not done, that does stress me out. So that's why I'm like, I want it down. I would rather have like 5 or 6 whips that I'm excited about than like the 5 or 6 that are sitting over there plus what I'm wanting to work on. So first we have from the, I have a whole book in here from 52 Weeks of Shawls by Lina Magazine. I started the Varde shawl in that book. I started it a while ago. I thought I'd have it done for a Christmas present. I have not wanted to work on it. I think part of it is like this isn't a color that I'm particularly attracted to, but again, I thought it was going to be a gift, probably for my mom, because this is a color she does like. And I didn't have enough to make like a garment or something out of it. So I'm just gonna fold it in half just so you can kind of, here, maybe if we block out the light. No, that's not gonna work. So maybe you can see the texture. It is moss stitch, and I don't know if this is considered like a lace motif or something. I have no idea, but it is fun to knit on. It's just like, I'm bored of it, honestly. I think I have like quite a bit more to go too. I would like to get it, maybe I should focus on this a little bit more so that my mom can have it for Maryland. I don't know. I don't know, but there's that. It's been sitting in here. I am using Cascade 220 worsted. I have no idea what color this one is. We'll have to pull it out. I got a bunch of these at Goodwill. There were like, I don't know, probably 50 skeins. It feels like 50 skeins. There was a lot of yarn and I bought all of it, which was excessive, and I don't know, but Goodwill, my Goodwill doesn't, like, it really annoys me. They don't sort out yarn so that you get like a bag of all one color. It's like, oh, this bag has one of each color. This bag has one of each color. So if you want enough to make something out of one color, you have to buy like all of the bags. So that's what I did. But Cascade 220. This one is the Heather one, and it's the worsted weight. It is color 2425, and it's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. I believe that this is a non-superwash yarn as well, so that's what I'm working with. It has not been touched for a while, but maybe I should be pulling it back out so that she has that for the trip. I don't know. This year, I did say to myself that I want this year to be more about selfish knitting and making things for myself instead of like only working on things that I don't even get to enjoy once they're done. Not that I don't like I like knitting and I like giving people things that I've made for them, but I feel like I was looking at what I made the past year and I was like, well, most of what I made I didn't even get to keep. So that is like kind of my barrier with picking that back up. I'm like, I want to make stuff for myself. Yeah. Okay. Next is a very sad looking project at the moment. I'm not very far along here. This is a half and half triangle drop by Pearl Soho. There's not much to show you. It's just a little strip of fabric. I started it, and it is something that I'll work on here or there if I just want something that I don't have to think about at all, but I haven't picked it up because the sleeves and stuff for this were mindless. I have another mindless project that I'm focusing on more right now, so yeah, there's that. Again, like I said, I'm going to Maryland. This is coming with me, and I'll cake up another one of these. This is Linen Quill by Pearl Soho. I overdid it buying a bunch of them last year. Literally, like, you can see this. This is all Pearl Soho. And then, I don't know, yeah, you can, up here is like extras for projects that I'm working on. And so here are the other skeins, and then I'm wanting to do the bright, it's super orange for the other side. So unless you have a better idea for like a bright pop of color to do with this, this is Lavender Opal. Yeah, I'll probably cake up, I don't know, I'll have to see what all I'm actually gonna bring. I'm trying to keep it at a minimum, but I'll probably only cake up one more for that trip. But it just sits up here so that if I'm gonna work on it, it's there, but it doesn't get a lot of work. Next, we have my Glacier scarf. This is by Anna of Brookwillow Knits. Brookwillow Knits? Brookwillow? I don't know. I have not gotten far on this at all. And it's gonna need, I wasn't paying full attention to my tension in some spots. And so it's a little bubbly right now. I know when I block it, like, it'll be fine. I also, again, live in a warm climate, so wearing scarves just like doesn't really happen for me. But when I saw her making this scarf, I was like really obsessed with it, and I was like, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that like as soon as possible. So here it is. I am knitting it holding 2 strands of Drops Sky, I believe. I just have them balled up together. And in here, I have since learned how to center pull, like do something to center pull, and I don't know why I didn't do that, because I think these come in a way where I could pull from the center and from the outside. I don't know, but my yarn management in this is what like makes me really not want to have to pick it up all the time, because it's a mess. It is a mess. I am like making smaller amounts instead of using the big like full balls, but yeah. It's Intarsia color work, so yeah, I do really like color work, but I don't know, I've just wanted other things before this, so we'll see. It is a very soft yarn though, so that's that project. It's had a bit of work, but clearly not a lot. I think too, I was looking at the pattern the wrong way, and then I realized that there's like a whole other chart after the chart that I'm currently working on, and then you do both charts again in reverse. And I was like, oh, I'm not even close. So obviously I have like 6 inches, but whatever. That's also a free pattern, so go check it out if you like color work or just like a really pretty scarf that's different. I know a lot of us are like, oh, scarves, they just go on forever, but I feel like because it's Intarsia, and I have mohair all over my face, sorry. It's Intarsia, but it's knit in the round to be flat. So all of your ends, you don't have to weave in your ends really, or like at all, because you don't see that side, and Intarsia kind of locks the yarn in. You don't have to like, you're never, well, you are purling because it's moss stitch. You could switch it to stockinette and not have to deal with it, but I don't know. It's not like an annoying like, oh, this is just knitting forever. It's like something that's more engaging and stuff. It takes a bit more like attention, I guess, so it hasn't been getting that much from me. Okay, I have 2 more projects. This is my car project. This is what I work on when I'm just sitting at a light. And it's a sock. I started it for a friend of mine, and then I just don't feel like these are his colors, so I'm gonna work on it for my brother. It is Felici in Bookshop, so there's the yarn. I didn't even look to see like how clear this is gonna be. I don't know if there's any smudges on my camera. That's gonna suck if there are. I don't know. It's probably fine. So yeah, Felici. I don't know if you're able to see the colors. I'll just show you the sock. So I am just knitting a tube, and then I'll put in the toe and then do an afterthought, cut in an afterthought heel. This is the yarn that I'm going to use for the toe and the heel. This is Surella, the nylon sock in the color Velvet. I use this color for my pressed flowers shawl. I bought 3 of these. 2 at once and then 1 by itself. I got in the one and was like really obsessed with it, and so I bought 2 more. They were different like dye lots, and they were pretty obviously different dye lots, but they're held double stranded in the pressed flower shawl because this is a fingering weight, so it didn't really matter. I used them in a sock for myself. I think it was from 52 Weeks of Socks. It was the Hollingbourne socks. I used it as the main color. And now I'm using it as toes and heels for this. I hope that it'll be pretty much gone by then. Not that like I don't like I love the color, and I thought it would look really good with this because of the blue that's in here. But like this is all I have left. So I think that this will do it. I don't know. If not, then I'll hold on to it for heels and toes for something else or whatever, but it'll go in my stash, like extras or whatever. What's that called? Leftovers? Scraps. But yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be knitting on this for this tube, because I don't know. I'm making it for my brother now. I don't know how long he likes his cuffs. I'm kind of thinking that the heel will go around here. And then I'm like, okay, how much longer do I have to go? But he does have a big foot. And I don't know. Then part of me is like, maybe I'll just knit until this is done. And if it's a long cuff, then so be it. I have no idea. We have 3 stripes of blue, so maybe I'll knit until the next stripe of blue starts and then do the toe and figure out where the heel goes from there. I don't know. But I have 2 skeins, so I'm not worried about like running out. But yeah, that's that. This is, like I said, this is my car project, so it'll go back to my car today. I worked on it yesterday. Somebody else was driving, but all over the place. So I got quite a few stripes in that yesterday. All right, last project. This shifted to become my focus after I finished this. It is a Sophie scarf that I started December 1st with I got the Zakami Advent in her non-superwash merino base, I think it was merino. I started on this, got little like, do I like the colors? Do I not like the colors? Do I want to continue with this? And then, so I put it to the side, and then after I finished this, it's gonna be cold for me in Maryland, and so I was like, maybe I do finish this scarf, or at least like have it on the way to be finished while I'm traveling, because I don't have any scarves and it would be a nice like addition. So let's see how well I can show the colors. And yeah, so I started with day 1, and I'm just like, I'm holding 2 strands because it's a fingering weight base. It's a DK weight pattern. And then I'm doing a certain amount in one color, marling the next color in that one together, certain amount in the same color, marling, same color, marl, same color. So kind of doing that throughout. I don't know, like, it's not a fade. The advent calendar is not a fade. It was like, I don't remember, it was one. I don't remember what it was, but it's like flowers, wildflowers or something like that. So yeah, I think that that's like when I was like, oh, is this gonna look okay? Because it's not like there's blocks where the color is solid, there's blocks where it's very variegated, and then there's blocks where it's not very variegated. It kind of looks a little odd, but honestly, I do like all the colors. I think that they're very pretty. I had a lot of it done already. Well, a lot of this part. I think I was up to here or here, somewhere in here. So over halfway to the halfway point. And I was like, I'm just gonna keep going. It feels really nice and squishy. It's really soft. I don't know what else I'll do with the yarn. So yeah, and then it'll be a nice scarf. So I have this color, I think is number 11. Yeah, number 11. I'll do number 12 and then I'll start decreasing for the last 12 because it's 24 colors. So yeah, it'll be really nice. I think it'll end up being a look that's in between the Sophie scarf and the Sophie shawl. I'm not following like her pattern. I'm just increasing until I'm halfway through the advent calendar, decreasing for the other half. So it's going to be bigger, I think, than the typical Sophie. I think it already is bigger than the normal Sophie scarf. So, but that is that. And that's my last whip. This is the one that I've been like focusing on more the past few days. And I think I'll get it done probably before we leave. So yeah, next I am gonna talk about a future cast on. This is one I want to get it started before the trip, but I kind of want it to be my project for my trip to Maryland. And again, it's coming from this book. It is the Gia zipper sweater, and let's see if I can show it. Okay. How well it'll be seen, but it's that. I'll try to put a picture in, but it is a zipper sweater that kind of like comes in similar to like how a sweatshirt would come in at the waist. So I don't know. I really love the color that they picked, but I swatched for it with my Barocco Mochi. This is in vanilla. I've had this in my stash for like as long as I've been knitting. I think a little bit longer. And I really want to use it. I love the like speckles of different colors in it. I just haven't found something that I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to make it with. So I swatched, and I got gauge. This is I think a thicker weight than what they suggest, but because this is a blown yarn, I feel like its weight is a little bit more suggestive because it's a very light weight. Like you can really like tighten it or keep it fluffy and have a more open gauge. But yeah, I'm going to make this into a zipper sweater. And I feel like, I know I said this stuff about neutrals, and this is definitely not a neutral. It's like a very light baby pink with the rainbow speckles throughout. But maybe because it's rainbow, it'll be a neutral. Yeah, I don't know. I really love to knit with colors, and I'm really attracted to the bright colors when I'm looking at yarn. But yeah, so that is a future cast on. I'm probably going to cast it on relatively soon. That way I have it like established when I go through the airport. But yeah, that's that. A few other like planned projects are more for sewing. I don't know how quickly I'll get to them, but I really want to make some needle cases. I have an acquisition to show you that kind of leans into it. And, I have my Licca needles as well, and while the Licca needle cases that they come in, they are very nice cases. They feel nice, they're sturdy, they just feel freaking huge once you put stuff in them. Like, look at that. Like, it's a monster. And I would love for them to both be kept. I'd love for my whole set to be kept all together. It's just a, I guess, preference for me, but yeah, like in here I have bought quite a few cables, and so it just like gives it a lot of bulk and it's not organized very well. So I do really want to kind of just, this also is bulky. I want to figure out like my ideal needle case and I guess design it, but I don't really like saying that. I want to make my own needle case and I want it to be what I want. Like, when you look at needle cases on the market, like nice ones, well, I guess like ones made out of leather or wax canvas that are like more thought through, they are very expensive, rightfully so. They're an investment, but every time I look at them, I'm like, I can't justify spending that much money on a needle case that doesn't suit all of the needs that I'm looking for. So like, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna still wish for something more. So I'm like, I know how to sew, I just need to make my own needle case. So that's something that I really want to do the next few months. I also have an acquisition of the full set of Chalgoos. So I got these for my birthday, and my birthday's in December. I was wanting the Forte needle set, but I'm tired of waiting, and the fact that they've like had issues and had to fix the like production of them just freaks me out a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? Trusty stainless steel needles that everybody knows and loves. That's good. And they're cheaper and it all works out. But I freaking hate this case. Like, one, it's not my style aesthetically. That's okay. If it were like these, at least, well, I mean, I love the way that these look, but they feel nice. They feel quality. This feels like it's made with the cheapest cotton. Like, I hate this case. I hate it so much. And again, I do have the shorty sets for socks. That's what these socks are on. And I'm sure I'm gonna want the shorty sets for the needle sizes that I use the most. So I would, again, like all of that to be in one set so that I have like 2 containers for my main needle sets, and then my fixed circulars can be in their own thing. So I'll probably start with this one because I don't like this case. But yeah, that's something that I want to make, and I'm really excited to make it, but I'm also a little scared. So yeah, I guess we'll talk about my last acquisition then. I am in the sock squad, I think that's what it's called, for Farmer's Daughters Fibers. And this was March. I haven't gotten my April, which I won't get until I'm actually back from my trip, because it usually comes at the end of the month. But yeah, this isn't necessarily my colors, but it is for the California poppy flowers, which I think are my favorite flowers. So favorite wildflower for sure. But there's that. I don't know. What else? Are we still going? Yeah. I guess we can talk about some of my like fiber goals, because I do, like I said, I want to work through my whips. I'm kind of doing them one at a time. But I'd also like to work through stash a lot. I do have a make 9 for the year, and when I was making my Make 9. I did it over a few months because I wanted to be very intentional. Which I wasn't intentional for my 2022 one. So while doing that, I I sourced my yarn for them from my stash. So I think there's only maybe one project on my Make 9 that I don't have the yarn for already, or like most of the yarn for. So now if I wanted to use all of my linen quill, I would have the yarn for it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. In the past few months, like obviously I've had these come in every month, but outside of that, while I've been tempted by the beautiful hand-dyed yarn out there, I feel like I've been pretty good at like not buying yarn. I might be like eating my words next time we see each other, but yeah, there hasn't been like a lot. I've been so excited about the projects that I want to make with the yarn that I have that I haven't like felt the need to shop around, or like it felt the want, I guess, to shop around. That being said, I am going to Maryland, like I said. And my cousin, I was there in October, and my cousin learned to knit when I was there. And Magpie Fibers is there near them, like really near them. There's a few other really beautiful yarn shops, and we're gonna go to another one. So yeah, I will buy yarn while I'm there. I'm gonna try to keep it like really like I don't want to say under control, but like mindful and intentional with what I'm buying yarn for. Like I'm not gonna be buying a sweater quantity of anything, I don't think. I know her and I are gonna like do a little knit along together, so I'll probably buy the yarn for that, but other than that, I don't think, I think it'll be things that I'm like, oh, I love this, or it'll be more notion-y things that I pick up. So we'll see. We'll see how good I am. Come back in April and see if I was good with that goal. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's an overcast day today, so I'm not sure what the lighting's starting to look at like now. But yeah, I kind of gotta get moving with my day. It's almost 2. It is 2. And I don't have to go to Ulta, but they're having a sale. So I have to go to Ulta. And I have some plans a little bit later, so I guess I gotta get up and get going. But thank you for watching. I have no idea how long this was, so if you sat through all of this and enjoyed your time with me, thank you. What's something that we can talk about? What are your like knitting goals for the year? Knitting or making goals for the year? Let me know down below and we'll chat. That'll be fun. And what were they at the beginning of the year? How are you going with them? I want to know. I love that stuff. So yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Again, thanks. Thank you for watching. I hope I made sense. I don't know. I've filmed a few of these in the past and like edited them and was like, I don't make sense at all. So hopefully this one worked out, and hopefully we're like on the ball to like do these. I'd like to do these once a month. I don't have knitting people around me in person. I have my cousin, but she's across the country, so yeah, sometimes you just gotta talk about everything that you're doing, and I love these videos for that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.